Hello everyone, and welcome to the 43rd episode. Today...
You build more confidence in that. 43rd episode. It's 43rd.
Shut the fuck up.
I was telling you to
introduce the fucking podcast.
I'm just telling you to do it with more confidence. That's not a bad thing. Get closer to.
Actually, Finn, how about you introduce the podcast?
No, guest don't.
I can do it.
We introduced the guest. No, you won't. Push your chair into it a little bit. Okay.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the 43rd episode of the Nethergreen podcast. We are joined today by someone who's never been on the podcast before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Finlay, and it's a great pleasure to be here today.
Yes, Finlay has travelled from afar, a long, far journey from lands far away.
Travelled with a small group of hobbit men.
Approximately 30-minute drive.
From a terrible land called...
We don't... Oh. We don't include details like that, Finn. I'm going to unironically have to censor that.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Don't include your last name either, or any of our last names.
Fair.
You're not trusted people on the internet. Fuck the people on the internet. We can hear you eating the blueberry.
Blueberries. You guys are talking.
Yeah, but it's still audible. We can hear...
That was the last blueberry though.
Alright, good. Yeah, you've met Finlay, but maybe you haven't met us. I'm your host, Bradley.
And I'm your host, James Possiman.
Gonna have to censor your last name.
Yes, me, James Possiman.
Yes.
And today...
I don't really have much. I don't really have anything.
Any what?
Any real topics.
We could talk about...
I mean, how is everyone? Let's just start there, I guess. How is everyone?
I think things are going well.
Yeah.
That's good.
Life is going smoothly.
Talk to us about you. Yeah, who are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm just a guy.
Yeah, but you okay.
Or a girl. You haven't told us yet if you're male or female.
Yeah, what are your pronouns?
Between?
I am a male. I don't have any pronouns because I'm just
capitalist pig.
Technically, everyone does.
You do have pronouns. It's true. You have.
Well,
you just don't have preferred pronouns.
He, him, then I guess.
Yes, you are. Yes.
Yeah.
Just
or are
that.
you? I guess.
Yeah.
No, I'm just an it.
You can be in it.
I'm an it and a penguin.
You can't on this podcast,
now
unfortunately.
Now you're ruining it.
I'll be an official he, him, then.
Yeah.
That's
Don't get us cancelled, Finn. I don't get cancelled because of your disgusting ideology. But what do you do?
What do I do?
Introduce us. You are talking to us, your dear friends, but you're also talking to the world, and they don't know who you are. So who are you?
Oh, I'm Finlay. What I do for a living.
Told you wouldn't. Yeah, I told you you'd be a little bit nervous.
Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, what do you do? What do you do for a living?
Well, I work at a hospital, work for the NHS. And,
wow. You're going to have to censor the NHS. Oh,
that's a very, very important information.
Yeah.
Any group in the world can take that and do incredible damage.
What do you do in a hospital? Are you a nurse? Are you a
No,
doctor?
I'm a technician for sterile services.
Ah.
So
that's
basically...
No one clapped to you during the pandemic.
No, damn right we didn't.
Yeah.
I did. I did. I wasn't clapping for the NHS, I was clapping for Finlay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You weren't working at the NHS at the time, I just wanted to clap for you.
Weren't you?
I was actually.
Yeah, I thought you were.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you were.
Yeah.
Oh, then I was.
How long have you been
person.
there? Like 5 years?
I've been there, well, technically like 3.5 years. Because I left for the Navy, but that didn't work out, so...
3.5 years, about 5 years ago.
No, I started back in 2020, so...
Well, it's okay, 4 years. Fucking hell.
Well,
right.
I like to be precise, so it's
Okay. And what does that job entail?
So basically, what my department does is CSSD. We take all the instrumentation with used in theatres and we sterilise them. So it's not a glamorous position, but it's an important cog in the machine. So without that, then nobody would be able to have any operations.
I mean, couldn't just an open flame do your job?
No. Just no. What are you on about?
Well, you're just sterilising shit. You could just...
Yeah, it's a very complex...
Is it?
Very complex, yeah.
I feel like it isn't. I feel like it's...
Well,
I don't want to undermine you, but...
To be fair,
I've got an
not
excellent
really.
joke. An open flame could do your job as well, and it would probably do a better job, in my opinion. a very large, roaring, open flame.
That's a fucked up thing to say, man. I want kids.
Bradley, would you like to explain to the people in the other world what you do?
I've explained to them many times. I've talked about it loads in the podcast.
What about anyone who's new?
I work with kids. So he's saying that all those kids should burn to death, is what he's saying.
No, I didn't say that. I just said that the flame would do a better job than you, meaning that you're putting those kids through more pain than a flame. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those kids put me through more pain. They beat me up every day.
Yeah, but you make them dance when they don't want to.
I did that once.
Yeah.
And it's not that they didn't want to, it's like they couldn't. They couldn't consent. But yeah, no, unironically, what do you sterilise shit?
Yeah,
With
so
what? Chemicals?
well, first, like, you know, we get the instruments from the theatres, and first we've got to power wash them, so I have to go through all the sets, and I'm not kidding, there's like thousands of different instruments that you have to pretty much memorise.
Man, his job's more boring than Luke's.
Hey.
We had Luke on the podcast once. Have you met Luke? You met Luke?
Yeah, I met Luke.
Yeah, and he was talking to us about the airport, and we were trying to prod him for fun shit, but it doesn't sound like there's anything fun or funny about your job. It's just...
Well, you find loads of crap in it, you know, like bones and like umbilical cords and that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's interesting. What's the grossest thing you found on any of them?
Like
An eyeball?
Big lump of flesh.
Wow.
I know.
A man's flesh, or a woman's.
It could be, yeah.
Flesh is flesh, dude.
Technically, flesh you can still identify the person's sex from just a lump of flesh.
Yeah, but
You know that.
could Finlay with his eyes?
Definitely.
Would that be enough?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
easy,
Definitely.
easy.
Yeah.
Just from smelling it.
Yeah. Just taste alone. Yeah.
You know, that flesh bit's up. Woman,
Yeah.
26 years old, blonde.
Wait, a child. She has
Okay,
children.
that is a bit weird.
Yeah.
Okay, but for real, Finlay, if you were to define who you are as a person in life...
On a core level.
Actually, I don't think many people even do this. Do many people consider who they really are?
Probably
Have you
not.
considered yet who you really are? What are you? What are your goals? What kind of person do you want to be in life?
Yeah, I'm a bad guy.
Well,
I'm like a supervillain. I run around causing chaos. That's what I do.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like the Joker, you know. What about you, Finn?
well, if you're the Joker, that's like you haven't done anything meaningful yet. So it's like
I said I'm like the Joker. I didn't say I was DC Comics the Joker.
yeah, but if you want to be like
I
the
was gonna
Joker, then you have to do something memorable.
I do things.
Like what?
Yeah, you don't need to know. What do you do? You just do
Well, what I do is I try to bring out the best version of myself.
Jeez.
Which
Christ.
it's very, very cringe, but at the end of the day, I think...
Is that a full-time job?
Yeah. I mean, I think the point of living is just to experience as much as you can and become the best version of yourself as you can. If you stop growing, then what's the point of living if you're just stagnant all the time?
Indeed.
Wow.
Yeah, very profound.
Yeah.
I like that.
Happy days.
But yeah, what do you want to say? What do you want to say to the world? What's your message?
This entire podcast is just going to be us asking over and over again who you are.
What do you stand for?
That's this podcast. This is the Finlay episode. This is the Finlay episode. Every single topic in this episode is going to be somehow related to Finlay.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. That'd be quite
And
interesting.
Finlay is never coming back ever again.
He won't need to. He would have said all he needs to say. Frodo, what's your message?
My message to the world is just don't be dicks.
That'd be dicks.
I mean, you know, a lot of wars issues could be solved if we weren't dicks to each other.
Alright, well, it's great having you on, Finn. That is all.
Thank you. I gotta go, so I'll see you later.
Yeah.
How about you, Hector? How have you been? I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him. Let's talk about you.
I've been being. I haven't done much.
You've been
really.
Mr. Bean.
I have been Mr. Bean. Actually, I auditioned for 5 roles as Mr. Bean at various different theatres this past week. It's been terrible.
Who
I was
are you?
denied on all of them.
Who are
Every
you,
single
Sam?
audition.
That's something special right there.
Yeah. I got denied every time. Yeah, but outside of my, partaking in Mr. Bean auditions, I've been doing my work, waking up on time, going to bed on time, thinking to myself what life could have been if I'd had that one big break. You know,
If you had $1 million.
yeah, I think about that every day, man.
What would you do with $1 million?
I'd start a business. Yeah.
What kind of
Start a
business?
Oh, what kind of business would I start? I would start. See, I don't think I'm too fussed about the kind of business that I would start. For me, the most exciting part about business is that you can do anything. You can do anything really. You know, the world is your oyster what is a business apart from just a group of people doing things?
Trying to make money.
Yeah, but money requires you to do things, and that could be anything. But in the legal sense, a
But for
business can't do
you,
anything.
what would those things be?
Okay, for me, it would probably be either something related to media or tech, because I like both of those things. And yeah, I like the idea of that, like, you know, one day, 45 years old, walk into a nondescript office building in London, and all of my friends are there, and I high five them on the way in, and then I go up to my office, and we're all working together, and then someone bursts into the office and they say,
that's not your dream. Your dream is that all your friends are there, you high five them all, and they're all working for you.
No, yeah, that's of course, yeah, definitely. You know,
they all owe you everything.
Yeah, no, I'm in charge of the company in this scenario. Yeah.
You want me and all of our friends, but especially me, to come over and be like, "Hey, boss, have you got a minute? I was hoping I could take a day off next Thursday. My kid's being born." And you could be like, "No, get back to work. Make me money."
Yeah. Or you know, I like to picture that scene from is it Wolf of Wall Street, where the guy's like on the phone and everyone's like, "Wow, how did you do that?" And then he says some line, and that's the punchline, and then everyone cheers. And then they all do a load of cocaine, and it's actually a terrible story. It has a sad ending. All of them go to prison, which is what we'll do. And that's what I dream
That guy
of.
died.
Yeah, I dream about every day. That's my dream.
Yeah.
How funny.
All of us
6
go to
prison. Yeah. But that's life, baby. You know, you start a business.
Dude, there's so many people in prison.
Yeah.
You know, there must be something to it.
I mean, what is prison other than just like the real world, but in like a weird little bubble? You know, you go into prison and they have jobs in the prison. You can get a job in the prison and get paid. Yeah. It is literally just like a mini version of the normal outside world.
Except you get paid pennies.
You know, pennies on the pound.
And use years of your life to doing Jack.
Yeah. And getting done by Jack. Jack will do you. Jack will have you bent over in the bathroom, and that'll be your life. Yeah.
Each time you drop that soap.
But no, that's not actually my dream. My real dream is to work hard, to at least have some kind of company. I like leading a team of people. I like doing that. Yeah.
You know what I could see you doing, unironically? I could see you running a strip club.
A strip club?
Yeah. Being like the kind of greasy owner. Like someone comes in with like cops come in about a briefcase of money, and they're like, "Oh, have you talked to Hector?" And then they're going to the back, and you're just sitting there and like, "Oh, that's suit," being like, "Oh, come in. What can I do you for, gentlemen?" "Well, we need to talk to you about one of the strippers." Entertainers. And then you know,
I see.
that's the sort of person I could see you being.
I see. I don't think I'd ever do that. But
We'll say.
I don't.
That role is more suited to you though.
Talk about.
Because
actually, it's more suited to Dan, I think. Actually,
Yeah, that's
Dan
true,
would definitely run a strip club. Yeah. In fact, he regularly frequented a strip club in Norwich,
and it was I've never been, but it's the worst one.
It was pretty terrible.
You've been, yeah.
Yeah, I went one time. It was pretty terrible. It was like a fucking rundown strip club. All of the strippers were a little bit overweight.
All heavily pregnant.
There's
women.
one really, really old, saggy woman, you know, up on the pole.
Sad.
They'd be dancing in the middle of it. They'd just be like,
Like that one episode from South Park where it's little Crime Stoppers and they go to the strip club and
dance.
That's the
Anyone want to dance?
Imagine that woman, but that was all of the women. Yeah. And there was even a dude up there on the strip club. Yeah.
I bet you enjoyed that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. That was my favourite.
Yeah.
You splashed for cash on that.
He spaffed it. Yeah.
Thank you.
He came.
What about you, Bradley? What have you been up to this week? This week you've been off work. So.
Yeah, I've been off work. Just came back from London.
We should need to censor that.
I don't.
You do.
I don't. London's a big place. And plus the fact that I just went there proves I don't live there. But yeah, I went to London. We had a lot to drink. I've been drunk for like 2 days. Gotten barely any sleep. I'm really, really tired. Which is why I'm not going to be so like, hey, this episode, a bit more mellow. It's been fun. When I saw my mate Sam, he would have been a friend of the podcast, but the episode we recorded with him was horrible. Whenever we get really drunk and we're out, we always convince ourselves that we can record an episode on our phones. And
we don't.
Okay.
You and Dan do. Remember, that happened twice where you and Dan have both been
Dan wasn't there when it was with us and Sam.
I swear it happened. Oh, no, that was the time before. There was one time before that.
We've tried on 3 separate occasions.
Yeah. And every time I've been like, guys, please, this is a terrible idea. And everyone else is like, no, this is going to be awesome. And I'm like, yeah, and then we do it.
But yeah, whenever we get drunk, we convince ourselves that it will sound good, and then we listen to it. And I listen to it the next morning, and I'm like, "This is unreleasable."
Which you wouldn't think. You spend £1,000 on a phone, and you'd hope that the microphone would be good.
Yeah, but not that good. But yeah, and Sam would have been on the podcast, but it was one of those episodes, so he hasn't been. He's got to be at some point. But I went and saw him, and he's good. He's he lived with me and Archie, who is a friend of the podcast, during uni. So if you really want a little taste of what Sam could be like, track down Archie, I guess.
To the end of the I've already had.
Oh wait, no, I had a podcast with him myself called A Week in Writing. So he's a friend of my other podcast, not this one. He hates this podcast.
Wait, but Archie has been on this podcast.
Yeah, he's been on this podcast. He was on
just
both. Not Sam. Yeah.
Well, we've got to get Sam on the podcast.
We do.
Yeah.
We really do.
When is he next coming up?
He's never been up here.
No.
But I've told him to come up for my birthday, and he said he will try. So maybe then.
Yeah.
Well, there's no try of it. It's
Wait,
do
no.
or do not.
Your birthday, we're going to be in America.
No, we won't.
We already agreed we were going to America for you on my birthday.
No, we won't.
We already booked tickets.
I have not.
It's a surprise.
Oh no, I
It's
have.
a surprise. Me and Dad already booked all the tickets, all the hotels. We're going to a strip club. We're going to Las Vegas. We've got you the woman of your dreams. We're going to organise a marriage.
You convinced Elizabeth Olsen to come to Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so he'll have to come to America with us, then we can record the first American podcast. Which reminds me, actually, Dan needs to hurry up and get a goddamn microphone. He's been in America for so long now.
Because Dan was a host before he moved to America. He was a host, but then he moved and he hasn't got a microphone, so he cannot host.
But it's America.
I seem to recall Dan saying that one of his friends worked at Costco and he got paid $60,000 a year stacking shelves. And he was like, I'm going to go to America and I'm going to get that same job and make $60,000 stacking shelves.
But he doesn't do that. He works on cars or whatever he does.
And he earns
pennies.
On the pound. Oh, the dollar.
Yeah.
Pennies on the dollar, which is worse than pennies on the pound.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
But 60 grand for just stacking shelves. How is that possible?
See, I question.
It's a good biz.
I question whether or not he actually makes $60,000 stacking shelves.
Well, he didn't know. He stacks shelves, but that he makes $20,000, and then the $40,000 he makes from all the lucrative drugs he runs across the border into Mexico.
Oh no! I've got it. He's got a job at Costco, which pays him, $20,000 a year. But he's got that job 3 times, so he's just stacking shelves constantly. He's burnt.
He works 120 hours a week,
but he makes $60,000 a year stacking shelves.
It's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I want Dan to do is to do that.
Yes.
And then he can buy a microphone and get on the podcast.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
I don't miss him.
Or he just comes back.
No to the audience. Or he comes back, but he never come back.
He'll come back at some point.
He'll never come back.
Are you making that bet right now?
I think even if one of us got married, he wouldn't come back. That's my think. That's what I think.
So you are announcing here and to the world on this podcast, immortalised, you do not think Dan will come back to England ever.
I don't think he'll come
so
back
much.
in the next 10 years.
Okay. Do I think that too? I kind of think that, but I don't want to. I almost don't want to.
I think in the next 10 years, from this day, he won't come back. He will come back in exactly 10 years and 1 day.
If that happens, I owe you $1 million.
You didn't shake on it.
No, not just in case. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you could be right.
How about you, Finn? Do you think Dan's going to come back?
Well, I don't
know him so
I don't
well.
really know him that well.
He won't come back for 10 years.
I think he would. I think he would come back.
He hates us.
Yeah, but he doesn't hate Britain, though, does
I mean,
he?
no, he hates us and Britain. Yes.
Yeah.
We immortalised this country to him, and he hates it all.
Yeah.
He's just saying that because he's jealous.
No, this country sucks.
It doesn't suck that much. Yeah.
It sucks a bit.
It's got its good.
See, I think everywhere kind of sucks.
It does, but like I live here, so I'm going to say it sucks. You know, why would I be like, oh yeah, Germany sucks? I've never been to Germany.
I think everywhere, all around the world, everyone is saying, "Man, my country sucks."
Yeah, but I live here, so I'm saying, yeah, the UK sucks.
So okay, now here's the next question: do you think me and you will go to America?
Whatever.
As in, like, you know, like before
he comes back here.
Yeah, for like a holiday, not to live there, but like, you know, me and you go on holiday to America before he has a holiday to England.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe not me, but yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What about end of the year?
What about it?
Well, the return tickets only cost $300, and if we're living with Dan, then £300. Oh no,
Probably less than £300 if it's pounds.
£300 on the pound. It was, I think it was £300, or was it $300? Can't remember. Something close to that.
I don't care.
But that's not too expensive. And the main thing is that we'd be living at Dan's, so we wouldn't have to buy a hotel, which is the most expensive thing.
Mm. But then again, Hotel Trivago. Yeah.
Never underestimate Trivago.
So what about that?
What did you say?
Never underestimate Trivago.
Never underestimate Trivago.
Give those banging deals.
What about that?
I don't know. It's a lot of money.
It's only 300 quid.
That's a lot of money.
That
You're made of money.
Right.
You make double what I make.
All you would have to do is save £100 for 3 months, and then you'd be able to go. That is not a lot of money.
You could do that.
I don't know.
If you can't save £100 3 months in a row, then
what? What are you gonna say?
Then
I have commitments, but what?
Like what?
What do you mean, like what?
I mean, like,
fuck you.
Actually, that's a good question. You don't have to pay rent.
I mean,
Yes, I do.
Okay,
let's
not
be
much
honest though.
rent.
You get paid what for your job?
I'm discussing my fucking
1400.
my income and expenses on this fucking podcast.
Well,
All
you
I'm
should
saying,
share it with the world.
£300 is a reasonable amount to save up in 6 months.
You do it
Easy.
then.
I could have done that before I got this job, and before I got that job, and before I got that job.
Yeah, I was saying do it for me.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I could have done it even when I was working.
No, here's the truth. Of course I could save that, but right now I'm in a position where I don't really care. I don't care. I'd rather save up to move there and I'll fucking visit for a couple of weeks or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Well, you could get a taste, and then
I don't need a taste.
then you can validate how good or bad it's going to be.
I don't care how good it is, but I was still going to move there. It's the plan.
Well, what if you hate it there?
I probably will. That's not going to stop me.
Just because of health insurance.
It's going to go to America so we can be like, this country
It sucks. I hate it. I want to go home.
And then I'll be like, hey Bradley, come and visit me in England, and you'd be like, how much does it cost? I'll be like 300 quid. You'd be like, that's too much.
You pay.
Yeah.
My health insurance takes that.
Oh god, yeah. You have to buy health insurance.
No, I won't. I'll just die. I'm fine with that.
Okay, yeah. I guess, yeah.
You
I
think
mean, to be fair, how many times have you gone to the hospital in the past 5 years?
Past 5 years, once, but it was more like, oh, is he gonna kill himself? And it was like a physical emergency.
Because that was what I was thinking. I haven't been to the hospital since like I was 16 years old.
And you scraped your knee that one time.
Yeah, when
A huge shard of
banged my toe.
AIDS-ridden glass.
Yeah, I banged my toe on the corner of that box.
Yeah,
that
box
was
of explosives. And
terrible. And it exploded.
How about you, Finn? You ever go? I mean, you work at a hospital, so actually, he goes to the hospital every day.
That's true.
Yeah,
You
my
wouldn't last
insurance
10
would be
minutes in America.
It'd rinse you dry and spit you out.
I'll be broken the first week.
Or would you make loads of money because you'd be working in the hospital where everyone spends all their money in America? Do people
Maybe.
get paid more like hospitals in America?
I wouldn't be surprised.
They get tipped.
They get paid in tips. Just like everything. So actually, that's something that I read. Apparently, everyone says that the NHS is overfunded.
Nah, it's underfunded. Totally. I mean, my department alone was like 200 grand over budget last year.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's only one part.
So how is it not overfunded if you could be 200 grand over budget?
Yeah.
No, I mean like...
No, as in like you've spent 200 grand too much.
That's not what over budget. Oh, no,
Yeah,
it is.
you're over
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
Plus, we haven't got enough nurses, enough doctors.
I was thinking of overfunded. Is
Yeah.
the word.
No, it's underfunded, totally. Plus, they're slowly selling it off to private firms. Very slowly, because the government sees the NHS as just a black hole of
So
money.
slowly. In the next 500 years, there won't be an NHS, and that's a problem for us.
It is. We have to think of a great.
Oh, they're all
times
gonna
10 grand.
they're all gonna be like nuclear radiation freaks. So we're gonna have like 4 arms and no eyes.
Actually, if that happens, I'll be pissed because I bet even though the NHS would be made private and you'd have to pay for it, we'd still get taxed the same amount.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go about the bloody tax. The fucking tax, man.
Taxes.
I get taxed too.
Actually, yeah.
I think all of us do.
We're gonna get taxed way too much. I was, and actually, I think I've already talked about this on the podcast, but I'm going to talk about it again.
Yeah.
Student loan tax is appalling. It's actually a disgrace. It's disgusting. It's abhorrent because not only does it have an 8% APR, my student loan has a higher APR than the loan that I got out for when I get my car.
That's mad.
A personal loan. What? The student loan?
Yeah, but
That's
again,
insane.
that's not a loan. You've only got it till you're 30.
And
Yeah,
then,
no, but
they
they
need the
force
money
you to
as
pay
well.
it off as well. Like if it,
Just
like,
don't work till you're 30.
Yeah, but then how do you
Or
survive?
just
You
don't
don't
get a
need
job
to-
that's over 25 grand.
Freeze yourself cryogenically.
All right, let's say for example, like you've got a job at 24 grand or something, and you think, oh, I need to get a better job so I can pay my bills.
Buy all this porn.
Buy all this porn.
All this
whatever.
porn's
You know?
destroying my bank account.
Right.
I need more bank.
and then you get taxed however much for your student loan. I actually called up the student loan company. I was like, hey, I don't, but I was like, hey, I have money problems. If you guys take out another lot of student loan from my
I'm gonna have to
paycheck,
sell my kids.
I'm gonna like starve to death. I'm gonna lose my house. And they were like, oh, there's nothing we can do. And I was like, what?
That's not exactly what they went. Oh, ha ha.
Fuck you. Because with a normal loan, like
And then
if I got-
you could hear them getting their asses out and being like, yeah.
if I got a normal loan, or if anyone got a normal loan, if you got a normal loan and you weren't able to pay it off this month, because if you did pay it off, you wouldn't be able to pay your rent, you could call them up and you could be like, I can't pay it, and they'll be like, that's okay. You can pay it. You can start paying it off next year. We'll postpone it. So
They'd make you a cup of tea and
Yeah.
get you a warm blanket, and they'd be like, "It's okay."
because they care about your health and
You're
your survival
okay.
and your well-being.
They'd be like, "Look at me, Jason. Look at me. Everything's okay."
Student loans
Because they
company.
want their money back, so of course they're going to be.
Yeah, and they know if you kill yourself, they're not going to get their money back.
Yeah,
But
student loans
you
company.
can
don't
kill
care.
yourself,
Yeah,
Hector.
student loan company don't give a shit.
In fact, they want
Nah.
you to do it.
Yeah, they want everyone to die. That's why they put an 8% APR on.
That you didn't hear that because when they were like, "There's nothing you can do." The next thing they said, "You were too busy going what?" They went, "You should probably kill yourself."
So yeah, what we don't know is that actually when you do die and you still have a student loan, they immediately take everything that you own and use it to pay off the student loan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse
crazy
me.
world.
This is our house. Not anymore. It's not.
It's the student loans house. We're starting a new university here.
Hey, you can rent it from us. 8% APR.
Yeah, it's fucked. Yeah, terrible.
It's fucked.
Disastrous. In fact, yeah, let's
But
go
hey,
to
but
America.
just be thankful you haven't got that big of a student loan, I guess.
Yeah.
Mine's fucking massive.
Yeah.
Mine's over 100 grand.
What? Wait, really?
Yeah, 3 years of normal bachelor's and 2 years of a master's.
But that's only $9 a year though, isn't it? A normal.
So that means
No,
basically...
because that's just the tuition things. There's also the maintenance fees. Maintenance loans.
Oh.
Then at that point, it's not a loan; it's just a tax because you're never going to be able to pay it off.
Yeah,
so
but again,
it's essentially just a tax.
I'm fine with it though, because again, it's only till I'm 30. I'll just if it carries on, I'll just die. I'm fine with that. Here, have my money.
Man, that's fucked. 100 grand. Jesus Christ.
Must be around there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's 3 lots of 9, and then another 3 lots of 9. So 18 times 3 would be 36.
No, it'd be
No,
46.
no way.
46.
No, it'd be 50.
Let me
No,
get
it'd be
my
18
calculator out.
times 5. I think. I don't know. I don't care.
Let's figure it out. Calculator. 18 times 5. It's 90.
90 grand.
Okay, so yeah, it should be around 90 then.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
I'm not fucked, because it's only till I'm 30.
Alright,
and
hang on.
I will never make enough to pay
Hey,
off.
guys,
How-
can I just say this one thing quickly?
Yeah.
No.
I haven't got debt.
Yeah,
So,
I
I
wish.
just wanted to put that out
I
there.
wish
You don't have
I
student
didn't
loan
go to
debt, but
student-
you've got a lot of emotional crippling debt. That's never going to be paid. And yet that's way beyond 30, you know?
Yeah, but
Wow.
he's paying it off every day by helping people at the at the hospital, at the fire
Exactly.
department.
I'm still better than you.
No, I don't think so.
I help disabled, crippled children.
You force them to dance. That's more like
They
torture.
love it.
They don't.
Possibly.
You told me one of them just left.
That's when I was reading to her. And she didn't leave.
Actually,
She wheeled away.
Here's how we settle this. Finlay, did you get paid when you were doing the fire service?
I did.
You did.
Yeah,
How
he's
much
not
did you
better
get
than
paid?
me.
How much did you get paid?
Very little. A
How
couple
much?
of hundred a month.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, Finlay is better than you.
Well, no. How many hours did you do?
90 hours.
No, I mean an actual active duty, not on call.
Well, I had 2 weeks of basic training of 11 hours a day, and then on call. I was for my biggest job. Oh, so this is another thing for the audience. I was a part-time firefighter. I was on call for.
And it doesn't mean he's better than me. Alright, for the audience, anyone can fight a fire.
But can you ride in an actual fire service appliance and actually combat fires?
I reckon.
Public.
I reckon I could do that better than you could do my job.
You see, I don't think you could.
I think Finn has
Tell
the
me
build.
Come on, I'm not. No, I could be a firefighter better than he could teach. He could be a teaching assistant to special needs kids.
Finn has the build to survive anything that those kids throw at him. I think.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the emotional turmoil to survive it. He'd kill himself a weekend. He'd be like, "Oh, those kids," you know, like no. I could do your job better than you could do mine. I genuinely.
I don't think so.
Unironically,
I mean-
off podcast, I genuinely believe that to be true.
I don't think so. Like, could you climb a pylon? Could you actually climb a pylon?
How many punches to the face can you take from a kid before you eventually get too angry?
Probably quite a few.
Not enough. How many times could you nearly be bitten in the dick?
What? Have you actually been bitten in the dick?
Nearly.
How many times?
Just the once, but that's enough.
But hang on a minute. What was you doing for them to try to do that?
I was guarding a door, and I couldn't. One hand was on a handle, and the other hand was pressed against his forehead to try and stop him from biting. So while that was happening, he was also actively with his fists beating the shit out of me. And then he falls to his knees and continues to try and bite. And I'm holding him like that. He's inches away from my groin. And I look up at the other teacher, Kim, and I don't know why I said this, but I go, "Kim, it's him or me." And I still don't know what that means. I don't know what I was suggesting, but that's what I said, and she understood me. But I genuinely went, "It's him or me." What does that mean?
Get the gun out.
Yeah, like, but yeah, I don't think you could take it. You're too sweet. You're too much of a flower. I'm kind of a monster.
See, I'm going to take
You're
that as a
not.
compliment, but what do you mean as too much?
It is a compliment. You're right.
Too much as a flower. What?
You're too sweet. You're too much like no. You need to be kind of cold. You're not cold. You're a very warm person.
Oh, thank you.
I'm kind of a sociopath, but you are too human. You can do it.
Wow.
Well, those are some of Bradley's work stories. Why don't you tell us some of your work stories?
Well, as I suppose I'm trying to think really.
Have you gone into any burning buildings, or did you do any of your training like in fire, or was all of the training like like running up the tall tower building and back down with like heavy clothing? Did you do any training in actual fires?
There was one instance we got to train with fire. That was when it was our first day of our second week. It was late in the evening. It was pitch black. We were just going through the back of the appliance, the pump, when our head trainer came racing past in his car, beeping, going around, come back saying there's a fire with one of the cars. So it seemed very real. So we all had to climb onto the appliance, and Blues and Twos were on, going around the airfield. There was a car on fire. We thought it was one of ours, but thankfully it wasn't. It's a dummy.
Oh, I see.
The car was already gutted. They just set on fire, and we got to actually put what we've been trained to into practice. So we had to roll hoses out, get a hydrant attached to the back of the appliance so we can actually keep the water flowing. Got 2 hose reels out either side of the appliance and just spray that bitch down.
Nice.
It was fun.
So what do you do if there's a person in a car and the car is on fire?
Thankfully, I never got to experience that. But
was that in the training?
No, that wasn't in the training. We did do 2 days of RTC training.
Mm-hmm.
So if there is a car crash, fire service will be called. If there is someone trapped in the vehicle, we have to get them out.
Mm-hmm.
So we use multiple different machines. It's
actually the boss at my last, not my last, but a job I did ages ago, he used to be a firefighter, and every so often he'd talk about like actually the most common thing that he talked about was how he had to pull people out of car crashes more than like people from burning buildings. So like burning buildings seemed like it was a rare occurrence. Being a firefighter, and it was mostly saving people from like car crashes on the motorway, people just driving like idiots and then crashing their car, and then you have to pull the people out of the vehicle. And where you have like the giant like like a giant claw to like rip off like the doors or like the ceiling of the car to get people out of it.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. We've got one called Spreader, and it literally does what it says on the tin. You get that into a crack in the door, turn it on, it will rip the door right off. It's a very good part of machinery.
Put it into someone's mouth, it will rip them off.
If that would literally rip their mouth open, and you'd probably kill them. They are that powerful. Cars are nothing to them.
Yeah.
And it's like, of course, you got to rip all the doors off, and you got to cut literally whole sections of the car out, and then even when you inside it, you got to tear bits out. And I never knew how easy you can tear a car apart. It's great fun.
A couple of tons of force.
Wow.
And a giant hydraulic machine. Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing what you can do.
Yeah. I'm now terrified that you will, come to my house with a giant machine and rip the door off if I ever did anything to upset you.
Well,
so you're safe.
Or just don't crash your car. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
But no, if anyone is thinking about joining the fire service, do it. It's great fun. It's amazing. The camaraderie between the crews is second to none, and you do a lot of good to the community. Like, I wasn't in it for that long just purely because I couldn't offer enough hours, but the jobs that I did go on, incredible experiences, and yeah, you just help a lot of people out, and it's amazing.
Nice, yeah, awesome. So Bradley, tell us.
I mean, yeah, you convinced me.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign up today.
Bradley is now in the fire service. Congratulations.
I just want to say cats from trees.
And they do that.
If you present me with a single fucking fire, I'm gonna be so angry. I'm gonna be like, nah, bro. That's not what I signed up.
He saves cats from trees and he helps old ladies across the road. No,
not even that. I'm just saving the cats from the trees.
I say, not even the old ladies.
Oh, help me, Mr. Nah, fuck off. I'll kick her to the ground. No. Alright, Finlay. So it's a known fact to us, but maybe not the audience, that you're also, like most of my friends, a big Doctor Who fan.
That's correct.
Yeah. Before we get into the main thing, we'll talk about that a bit. When did you start watching the show?
I started watching this show when I was a little kid. It was back in Christopher Eccleston's era.
Really?
Oh yes.
Have you been there since the start?
Oh yes, ever since the reboot.
God damn. Good.
Yeah.
Same here. That's pretty much the exact same as me, actually. I started watching...
I thought you started with David.
No, I started with... that was the first one that I watched, yeah.
Oh, let me shake all your hands.
Yeah, I was like...
Christopher Eccleston, you know, the what do you call those things? Mannequins.
The autons, yeah.
The mannequins episode, I like that one.
Yeah.
Trying to save your world. I couldn't save any of them.
What? I mean, have you watched it continuously, or did you stop for a bit? A lot of people I know stopped for a bit.
My
Hector stopped.
Favourite Doctor would be David Tennant.
That's not what I asked.
I know, but I'm going into it.
that was just straight up not the question.
That wasn't my answer. My question was there a period of time where you stopped watching the show? And you immediately said my favourite Doctor was David Tennant.
I was getting into it. That was my intro to that question.
Okay, well, was there a period of time where you stopped?
If you want me to jump the gun and go straight to answering the question,
I was going to ask who your favourite Doctor is.
Well, no, you know.
I asked first. Well, thanks.
But after halfway through Matt Smith's, where it got to Clara, I kind of thought she was annoying, so it kind of put me off a little bit. So I stopped watching it, and then Peter Capaldi, watched quite a few of his, but it wasn't the same. I wasn't watching it on a continuous basis. And then with the newest Doctor, I can't remember her name now.
She's 3 Doctors ago at this point.
3 Doctors ago.
I can't remember her name either. She's that forgettable.
Oh yes. I didn't watch her.
But that's not because she's remarkable. That's just because I've got an incredible lizard brain that I remember everything Doctor Who related.
Yeah.
And then when David Tennant came back for his 3 episodes, I watched the first 2, but I don't want to watch him when he regenerates into the new Doctor.
Because you're racist.
No, because I want to rewatch the entire series to get to it.
Oh, so you actually haven't seen The Giggle?
No, not yet.
Have you seen The Church from Ruby Road?
Not yet. I'm waiting until I get to them. So I've just finished the first season of Matt Smith's after watching Christopher Eccleston's and David Tennant's.
Okay.
So.
Oh wait, so you're going to rewatch all of it?
All of the new era, yeah.
Bruh.
I know.
That's a lot of television.
You've got till May, because that's when it's coming
on BBC iPlayer, there's like 177 episodes.
Yeah, and I've got all the classic on there now.
Yeah, we do as well.
We've paid for that TV license.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Honestly, I have. I've got one. Don't tell the police.
Finlay has a TV license.
I don't.
You better.
I do.
I don't have a TV license.
Yeah,
I use
but you don't watch iPlayer.
I'm a terrible guy.
Yeah.
I actually did watch one episode on BBC iPlayer. Sorry. No. At the old house.
Oh, wait. We watched it here too.
Where have we?
Didn't we watch The Church Ruby Road here together with Leander?
Oh, shit. We might have.
Yeah.
Because...
we did.
But I did watch an episode or two at the old house that I came from with my family. And then my mum was like, "Don't watch it on the BBC iPlayer. We haven't got a television license.
They're coming."
and only a week ago, apparently they got a letter saying that they'd been notified that we'd been watching unlicensed TV shows at the house.
Holy shit!
Yeah, and you can get up to a £1,000.
Yeah, you
fine.
did that.
Well, no, they didn't get a fine. It was like a warning letter, basically saying that they'd been notified that something had come from the house. So it's real, basically.
Yeah, and that could happen here too, because I don't know, maybe we downloaded The Church of Ruby Road.
Did we download it? We might have downloaded it.
Maybe, possibly.
Actually, no. I specifically remember we did, because I was like, I don't want to watch it on iPlayer just in case.
Okay.
I remember, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
And that's good, yeah, because apparently they got a letter being like, you've been watching unlicensed television.
You've watched 2 episodes of Doctor Who.
Yeah. So, yeah, fuck it. I don't want to get a £1,000 fine from the BBC. Fuck
That's
that.
just part of rip-off Britain. We don't need a licence.
That's what they all call
Other
us,
countries
rip-off
don't.
Britain.
Yeah, why the hell do you need a license to watch TV? There's ads on the TV. That's what pays for it, right?
But on BBC, there specifically isn't.
Oh.
The only ads on BBC are trailers for other BBC shows.
See, here's what I think. Why don't they just make it like anything else on this fucking planet where you just pay the subscription like a normal person? You pay the BBC iPlayer subscription. Why don't they do it like that?
Well, it basically is that, except that the subscription is a TV license, which isn't that expensive, by the way.
Oh, but to me, that sounds so complicated. Too much for my brain to handle.
You're a developer.
I want a nice, easy button on the BBC iPlayer website that says subscribe or buy license, Not license, sorry, buy subscription, yeah. The fact that it's a license is what confuses and
But the license also entitles you to all the BBC channels as well as Channel 4, Channel 5, 4OD.
To me, that's a
ITV,
negative. That makes me want to buy it less.
ITV HD, ITV Plus 1.
Oh my god.
ITV 2.
Oh.
ITV 3.
Wow.
ITV 4.
Well, as long as you can still watch Dave, it's fine.
Dave needs a TV licence. You also need one for Gold. And Dave on Demand.
Silver.
Gold on Demand.
Silver on Demand.
I don't think that exists.
I think it does. If there's a gold, there must be a silver.
There isn't.
And a platinum.
There could
and
be
a diamond.
There isn't.
Oh.
You're wrong.
An emerald.
But we also need it for Sky. No, you don't.
Surely you could just buy a Sky.
Yeah, you can.
Subscription. Yeah.
I was lying.
Yeah.
But no, I support the TV license. I do have a TV license. Well, I don't. My family does, but I live there. I'm not paying for it.
So you don't have a license?
I my family name does.
And how much does this TV license cost?
It's like £4 a month.
Oh, that's extortionate.
Yeah, it's not that expensive. But
That's not that bad, no.
yeah, it's cheaper than Netflix.
Still, it's the principle behind it.
I don't like the word license. I need to change its subscription.
TV subscription.
Yeah. See, that already sounds better. I'd buy it if it was a TV subscription.
Oh, well, just imagine it is one and then buy one so we can just watch Doctor Who on iPad.
See, but then if I do that, what'll happen is I'll imagine that it's a subscription. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to buy it. And then I'll click on the button that takes me to the link and I'll see the word license and I'll have a heart attack and I'll collapse to the ground in fear and confusion.
Well, at least we now know how to scare you.
Yeah. So, Finn, who's your favourite Doctor?
Matt Smith.
Really?
No. Like, he's up there. He's my second favourite Doctor.
You shouldn't be.
My favourite is David Tennant.
You shouldn't be.
Same.
You shouldn't be.
He's good. He's brilliant.
Wait till you get properly into Peter Capaldi.
Well, when I get there, I'll let you know. But
Because he's the best. Objectively. He is.
yeah, it's just like David Tennant is just the classical new era Doctor, though. Like,
I've said
David
it.
Tennant's great.
I've said
I
it
like
before,
him.
and I'm going to say it again. David Tennant, especially the 10th Doctor is overrated. Even the 14th Doctor's better than the 10th Doctor. And he's only in 3 of them.
In your opinion.
Huh?
It's all opinion, though.
Yeah, but my opinion is very valuable to me.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's all I've got, in a way.
Yeah.
But you said you said that you have a good idea for a 2-part episode of Doctor Who.
yes, I do.
I'd like to hear it.
I haven't quite
I'm also
decided
a
if it's a two-parter, but maybe it's like an overbranching theme for the series.
Okay.
But my
First of all, some context here.
yeah.
So is this like a new Doctor, or you've written it for a pre-existing TARDIS team?
It could be either. I mean, I've pitched it for Tennant or Matt Smith just because they're my favourite.
Which companion?
Let's go with Tennant and Donna.
Okay.
Why not? Let's do it.
Okay, sure. So this is set during the midst of season 4.
The Dr. Dollar.
Yeah, Dr.
Okay.
Donna. So this is far like a few thousand years into the future of humanity. Mm-hmm. So humanity is
They'd
already
be dead by then. Or do you mean in the context of the story?
in the context of the story. Like, they've gone forward in time for a holiday or whatever. Mm-hmm. So humanity is rather advanced, spread across the galaxy. Mm-hmm. Hundreds, if not thousands, of planets already colonized. Yeah. And
which is canon.
Yeah,
the fourth great and bountiful human empire.
Yeah.
You know.
And in this case, Daleks are
who?
The Daleks.
Daleks.
Yes, the Daleks.
Bad piece.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. That's right.
Like they've somehow gotten into this future human empire. Mm-hmm. Not one with Christopher Eccleston, but
yeah, I was going to say this sounds very similar to Department.
Yeah,
right?
it's not. But so the Daleks are in the midst of conquering the galaxy and they're fighting humanity. Mm. Obviously, humanity is losing quite badly, but they are putting up a good fight. But this is where, in my opinion, is interesting twist. Mm. Humans come across a old Gallifreyan battle TARDIS that's crash landed on a planet. They're able to get inside it, and there's hundreds of Time Lords inside it who are obviously dead, but they've got all their battle armor, all their weapons, and key bits of information about their civilization and their technology. And the humans are able to basically use this new technology, these weapons, and mold them so humans can use it. And they can actually start fighting back against the Daleks effectively. But what I really like the idea of is if one of the Time Lords, their essence has somehow survived, and it's like entombed in their power armor, and the leader of the humans wears that armor, and slowly that Time Lord's essence is taken over him, and of course he's the leader of the humans. Time Lord is essentially leading the humans, but he's so, because of the Time War, he's so angry with the Daleks and so twisted that he's doing incredibly evil stuff, like destroying planets just to kill a few Daleks, for example.
Okay.
And then this is when the Doctor and Donna come along, and they're first exploring everything.
Sorry, so are these dead Time Lords? So this obviously, if the Doctor and Donna there is post Time War.
Yeah.
Are the Daleks also in the midst of the Time War?
No, so these are Daleks who I haven't really quite decided yet, but
what's the connection to the Time War essentially?
But the connection of Time War is these this Time Lord battle TARDIS and the consciousness of a Time Lord taking over human.
So even though from the Daleks' perspective it's nothing to do with the Time War, for the Time Lord it is.
For him it is.
Okay.
And then a small clique inside the Daleks are from the Time War, but the vast majority of them are just brand new Daleks.
Okay.
So
it's almost like the Time War's restarting.
Essentially, yeah, but just without the time stuff. It's just more conventional.
Okay.
Of course, the Doctor talks to the human leader and everything, and then he figures out that it's a Time Lord conscious. So it's like it kind of feels like he's no longer alone, but he sees how much damage he's doing to the galaxy.
Are you introducing a completely new Time Lord, or is it based on one?
And that's the thing, that could branch out into an entire new Time Lord. Essentially a human Time Lord.
Is it a meta crisis sort of thing where, like what happened with the Dr. Donna?
Essentially, yeah, but it's not how it happened with Donna. It's just he's wearing the armor, and the armor contains the essence of the Time
Lord. Almost like the Fob Watch, the Chameleon Circuit.
Kinda, yeah. But it's actually physically taken the human over.
Okay.
And then he has to stop him, and he also has to stop the Daleks. So I thought that'd be quite a cool multi-part story.
I think that's a very cool idea.
Yeah, how does it end?
Well, eventually the Doctor finds a way to stop both sides. I mean, I haven't gotten that far yet.
How original. I'm kidding. That's the show, yeah.
I mean, really, the Doctor should have been dead like 1,000 times already.
Yeah.
But he's always got to win in the end, so...
And I mean, just for the sake of curiosity, so what would Donna or the companion figure be doing during all this? What's her role in it? Why couldn't it be the Doctor on his own? Or could it?
Well, that's the thing. It could be. Like, I'm just...
Because the human leader also has a companion that got infused with a Time Lord, and now she's
with a companion's essence.
The companion's essence, and now they're both battling it out versus one another. Donna's battling the companion's essence into a person, and the Doctor's. Yeah, exactly,
I mean, it could really, because it could be a weird TARDIS. Something's happened to the crew. They're in the time vortex, and it's just messed them up. Maybe the entire human crew has been taken over by Time Lords.
I feel like that would work better. I feel like that would, because it has been established that like exposure to the time vortex can cause Time Lord like symptoms, we could say. That's how River Song became River Time Lord. So maybe instead of the armor doing it, maybe he manages to like set the TARDIS off, and he gets trapped in the vortex for what to us would be a millennia, but for him it's like a few seconds or something like that. Because I'm trying to think about canonically how it could be the armor doing it.
See, I think the armor is a great idea because it leads up to the perfect ending, which is that all of them are now, wearing the armor and they all get into Doctor's TARDIS and they're all fighting in the TARDIS. And then the TARDIS crashes down into the ground and they all die in the crash. And then a bunch of humans open the doors in the middle of a war and they see all of these, what look like Time Lords dead inside with weapons. And they take the weapons and then the essence...
Yeah, I like the idea of that, but that would mean the battle TARDIS is the Doctor's TARDIS.
Yeah.
But then what happened? How? I really enjoy that idea.
I mean... and then it just keeps happening over and over again forever.
I'm very fascinated about the Time War. So you could have the beginning of this story... The Daleks have been able to... first, it's a space battle between the Daleks and the Time Lords. And then the Daleks are able to board this particular battle TARDIS. And you see the Time Lords and Daleks fighting in the corridors. And the TARDIS is damaged internally. And then it crashes.
Yeah.
All the Daleks are dead. All the Time Lords are dead. And then it fast forwards thousands of years to when the humans discover it. And they're in the midst of their own war with the Daleks. And that's how they get their weapons and they start fighting back.
Yeah.
So if it could be, but they set the TARDIS off, and that's how the essences come back and start taking over the humans, or it could be the armor, weapons, whatever. But I don't know. I just really like this story.
Yeah,
I
know you love the Time War. Do you want to talk about the Time War for a bit?
Yeah, I like the Time War.
Yeah, I know you do. You want to talk about the Time War for a bit?
Well, I don't know that much information about it, really, except the show hasn't...
Would you want to talk about the Time War for a bit?
Sure.
Yeah, I knew you would. It's in the list of subjects, mate. Time War. I know you, Finn.
How do you know that well?
Because I know you, Finn. Because you do. You're a huge fan of the Time War, and I've actually talked to you about the fact that I don't care that much about the Time War. I don't think it detracts from the show or anything, but for me, it's a very small part of what I like about the canon of the universe.
Oh yeah, it's just like my personal preference. I'm a great lover of history, especially military history. So obviously, the Time War would be very attractive to me. So
yeah,
I just really like to have a good few stories about it. How the Doctor saved planets, how the lead up to why he had to try to blow up both sides.
Here's a question: What story in Doctor Who do you think tackles the Time War the best? Is explores the concept the best? Because I have an answer to that.
I mean, in terms of the actual show or Big Finish maybe?
No, just in terms of the show.
In terms of the show, it would have to be the Day of the Doctor for me.
See, I disagree. In my opinion, the best scene encapsulating the Time War is that bit in the End of Time where the Master's confronting Rassilon and the Doctor's going on about the army of would-be kings and the never were's. Because that's what the Time War is to me. It's not something that we should ever really see or really understand. It should be a whole lot of canonical bullshit that is far beyond the claws of the Nightmare Child. What is that? What is the Nightmare Child? Is it an actual thing? It has to be a thing because Davos almost flew into the jaws of the Nightmare Child. What the fuck is the Nightmare Child? Is it a child? What is it? Is it a nightmare? What is it? That's the shit I love. I love the shit that because we've heard about the moment before. They actually mentioned the moment in the End of Time first, and then we find out, it's just a bomb who becomes Rose, I guess. That ruined it for me. I was like, hell yeah, now the moment sounds sick. What is that? Then we found out, and I was a bit like, oh, okay. Ruined it a bit for me. So yeah, I think that's where the Time War works best, where you really don't know anything.
True, but I just really like the idea of seeing how the Time Lords are doing absolutely everything that they can to defeat the Daleks and try to save creation, but they just can't. They're the only other faction in the whole universe who can potentially defeat the Daleks, but everything that they do is not enough.
Yeah.
Every victory is either undone and goes back because of time shenanigans.
Do you know they started the Time War though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
To try to prevent the Daleks, but it's so fascinating to me how they can just do everything that they possibly can, but it's still not enough. And the Daleks just keep on coming, and they're pushed back to Gallifrey, and then that's when if they lose completely, then the Daleks can wipe out creation. But in the end, they're fighting the Daleks for the right reasons, but slowly they become just as bad as the Daleks, which is I find very very fascinating. They're doing it for creation, but then they end up continuing the war for their own survival instead of the rest of the galaxy.
I do think Rassilon's plan at the end of time of destroying reality and just becoming beings of consciousness, that's really dumb. Don't like that.
No.
How boring would that be? You just fought things, like things are fought. Nah, don't do that. Don't do it. Dumb. I don't know. I genuinely, I don't care that much for the Time War. I never have.
Oh,
I wish I did. But even when I was a kid, there was like the least interesting thing about the show for me. And whenever I bring it up, I kind of groan a little bit. To be honest, it worked best with Eccleston. But then once I actually got into Tennant, he was more of a funny, less guilt-ridden Doctor, which he is compared to Eccleston, especially.
Yeah.
Like the fact that, like, especially because they did it at the end. They do it at the end of each season, like clockwork. Season finale, he has to be like, "It's from the Time War." So yeah, I don't know. I like the fact that you like it, and you should again. Big Finish have done so much with the Time War. That also kind of supports my point because obviously you're hearing it, but you get to imagine it.
Yeah.
And what you imagine is always going to be better than what they could do on screen on the BBC budget. Maybe not now, the Disney Plus budget, but
yeah.
But then they're also never going to revisit it in the show. I genuinely
probably
believe.
not. No, but it would be amazing if they could just bring Gallifrey back again.
I need to destroy it again.
Probably.
Yeah.
They'd probably do another dumb story.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe the sun explodes. Oh no.
Yeah. Well, now it's just the Master did it. He just destroyed it all.
Which doesn't really make sense to me. Like, surely the Time Lords would just win.
Yeah.
Like, Rassilon would about to just...
Well, no, Rassilon was gone at that point because the Doctor banished him from the Gallifrey.
Yeah, but he'd find a way to come back, though. It's Rassilon.
He went onto... We know what happened to Rassilon. He went onto a ship and went to the end of time. And I guess he's just there now. He just exists there.
Well, I would have thought it would have been like Rassilon loyalists who would go out and try to find them. Bring it back.
Maybe. Not. I don't know, actually. Not a lot of people liked Rassilon by the end because he became a dick. He wanted to kill everything and turn them into consciousness. Like, I don't know. How about you, Hector? Any strong opinions on the Time War?
I had a great idea for a Doctor Who episode related to the Time War and Rassilon.
Go ahead.
Let's go for it.
So,
Since when?
So the episode starts with a group of Time Lords, and they're together in their time ship.
In their battle TARDIS, you could say.
In their battle TARDIS. They're in their battle TARDIS, and they're flying through time and space, traveling, and they're searching for Rassilon.
Rassilon. Who you only just found out.
No. They're flying, searching for Rassilon, and then they fly to the end of time, which I already knew that was
cool.
Oh, did you?
They fly to the end of time, and they arrive, but they see something very strange. They see a small building floating out in space, a small building dimly lit, and they fly towards said small building, and they see that it's built similarly to a Western bar, and they push open the Western bar doors and they come into the building, and they see Rassilon standing at the bar. He's wiping the bar clean, and he looks up to them and he says, "Well, hello there, welcome to my sandwich shop. What can I do you for?" And they come up and you say, "I'll have a tuna sandwich, please. Extra tuna. I love tuna." And Rassilon says, "Oh, I bet you love tuna, you son of a bitch. Well, why don't you get out of here?" And then he shoots them all with a magic gun, which makes them enraged. And then they all start fighting each other, and he's laughing and cackling because they never actually exited the TARDIS. They're still in the TARDIS, and this was all a hallucination. And they end up killing each other in this TARDIS. They're all confused. Sandwiches, tuna, shooting guns, and they kill each other and they die. And then the Time Lord's ship crashes into Earth in the middle of a war between humans and Daleks. And the humans open the door and they see these dead bodies of Time Lords in their time armor and their weapons. And they think, my God, this is just what we need to win the war.
Yeah.
But the camera cuts to like a weird dimension version of that space where the Time Lords are all still in there, deranged, talking about tuna and sandwiches and what was his name?
Rassilon.
Rassilon.
Yeah.
I knew that. And when they pick up the armor and put it on, the essence of Rassilon actually goes inside the humans. Yeah, because he was planning on this happening. That was his plan all along. And so he takes control of the humans and uses the humans to destroy...
Actually, if you stop because you think you're losing me, Jesus Christ, carry on. This is the best idea you've ever had.
I know, thank you. Yeah. And he actually uses the humans to destroy the universe so that all of the universe can be destroyed, and eventually everything that is destroyed will eventually make it to the end of time, right? Because time is linear. It goes on and on and on forever, but all of the objects remain there. And so eventually all of the destroyed universe comes to the end of time, and he uses that to build the biggest sandwich shop ever and a giant tuna, and then that's the end.
That is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I'll give myself one because that's incredible. Thank you, man.
God damn. I don't even want to say my idea now. I think it's obviously not as good as that.
It's okay.
Should I do it anyway?
You should do
Go
it.
ahead.
Well, it's the fact, because I say, my idea. I've got so many fucking ideas for Doctor Who. Enough for 5 seasons. So I'm not talking about all of them because we'll be here all day. But in my original 5-season plan, I mean this. I had zero intention on ever using the Master. I'm sick of him. I don't like him anymore. I'm sick of him. Have a rest. So I wasn't going to use the Master for my 5 seasons. But then I actually thought of a Master story I'd like to see. And this would be, for me, the end of the Master. I wouldn't... I mean, I'm not going to... He doesn't die in the story, so he could come back, but I wouldn't bring him back. I'd say this is his last hurrah. I want to write a story where the Doctor believes... And it's got to be a new Doctor and a fairly fresh companion. Like maybe the end of this new companion's first season.
Right.
But the Doctor believes that the Master has laid a trap where, he's going to destroy a large section of the universe. And in order to prevent it, the Doctor's forced to destroy a planet. And it's kind of like a Pompeii situation where, he tries to figure out a way out of it. He can't. He's kind of got no choice, and he believes maybe he's given time for the planet to be evacuated, what have you, but he's going to destroy this planet. At which point the Master reveals that it was all a trap for him, and he didn't need to do that. The universe would have been fine. He's just successfully tricked him into destroying this planet. Because I'm sick of the Master losing. You actually really shouldn't lose. You're really smart. The Doctor's constantly being like, he's as smart as I am. No, you need a good victory. So I want him to successfully trick the Doctor into destroying this planet, just so, as the Doctor's sitting there steaming with rage, he can go to the companion and be like, this is who the Doctor is. This is who you're travelling with. He might look like one of you, but he's so far beyond you. He's a god compared to you. And that's it. And then he goes away and and the Doctor lets him go because at this point he's been so utterly defeated. And I really want that to be the catalyst for why this companion leaves. Because she actually recognises, like, holy shit, I've never been more scared of this guy. Like, he can just do that. He doesn't want to, obviously, but that's the only thing stopping him. If this guy wanted to destroy anything, he could. He's like a god. So I want that. I want the Master to actually have a proper victory. And his victory for him doesn't mean killing the Doctor or even killing the companion. It just means having the Doctor do, betray himself. Have the Doctor do something that he'll regret. That to me is a much cleaner victory than, I'm going to kill you, Doctor, and you're going to regenerate again. Like he's done so many times. But yeah, so I want to do something with that idea. And then, I wouldn't allow the Master to come back during my era. There'd be any Master story, but he needs he needs a final victory, in my opinion. And I think that's a really good victory.
That would be something
that's also something
that
would also be something that would haunt the Doctor for a long time. Like even if he does successfully evacuate the planet, at that point he's just rendered the entire planet homeless or refugees. Like, I'm fine with that. Like, yeah, have it be that he manages to evacuate the planet. He still destroys that planet, and he discovers after there was no need to do that. Everything would have been fine. That's the main point of it. Everything would have been fine if the Doctor just didn't do anything. But the Doctor constantly has to get stuck in, constantly has to involve himself, and because of that, that planet's gone now. That's kind of the Master's main message of that.
You could then have multiple episodes afterwards where he's
battling the guilt, or even that opens it up to the future of like this planet has refugees on other planets. You know, the species
like you're always seeing it through the series.
Is now kind of spreading out amongst the universe,
and you could always show the Doctor not actually intervening as you would normally do, and that causes more damage to other civilizations.
Or like there could be like renegades from that planet who blame the Doctor and are like fucking trying to kill him or some shit. I don't know, but for real, that's an idea I thought of, and that's the only time or the only idea I have that I'd ever use the Master for, because I am sick of him. He's a giant. There's no way of putting it. The Master's a big fat loser, and that's all he's become to me now. You're just a loser, dude. I'm not scared of you. As a kid, the Master would come in and I'd be like, oh shit, it's him. And now it's just like, oh, it's this fucking guy. Here he comes, he's dancing, look at him go. Oh, I poke him with a stick. Like, I don't care about the Master anymore. And that's what I do that so that I then care about the Master, and then I never bring it back. Fuck him.
I know what Doctor Who really means.
I know what you're thinking. Maybe the Master could go off and run a sandwich shop.
I like that idea.
It's possible.
I like that idea, but I had a better idea.
Oh.
I had an even better idea.
Yeah, you always have to be better than me.
It's called... What I was going to say is I would have an episode where they are in a sandwich shop, right? They are in a sandwich shop, indeed. And he's about to order a tuna sandwich, but then he looks on the menu and he sees just underneath the tuna sandwich is a kind of sandwich that he doesn't like the look of. It's a Krollwich.
Oh.
With the power of Kroll.
A Krollwich. And he looks around with his beady eyes and he thinks, something's not right here. And the ground shakes. And then, boom, it's the revenge of Kroll. It's a modern day episode about Kroll and his almighty power.
No, Finn, do you remember when earlier I was like, improv is all about yes and?
Yeah.
Hector? No. Stop it.
We're going to call this one the Revenge of Kroll. Yeah, Kroll has got the Doctor trapped, cornered in a sandwich shop, about to order his famous tuna sandwich, but Kroll swoops in out of nowhere and double dildo smacks him to the ground with his huge tentacles.
Hector? No. Is that it? I feel like that's it. I'm fucking exhausted.
That's it, yeah. I mean, we covered many topics.
Yeah.
We did.
And we'll have you back, obviously. I'm not in high spirits. Not only am I tired, newsflash, I don't want to be around anymore. I'm kidding. But yeah.
Oh.
Wow, perfect.
Right, now we're definitely ending.
Elfie. I'll bring it back.
Yeah, get back to it. We've got to wrap up. Unless there's any last... Actually, no, there's one last thing I want to talk about. Did you guys know they've updated the nursery rhyme Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes?
No.
Have I told you about this?
And eyes and ears and mouth and nose.
How does it end?
Shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Yeah, that's how it used to end. It doesn't anymore. And I've known this for a while because I work at school. Here's how it goes now. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and ears and eyes. And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. This is how your body grows.
What?
That's the new end of that nursery rhyme.
Why?
I don't think that's the new end of the nursery rhyme. I think that's just how they've always done it in the special ed department.
Well, no. I don't mean, that could be true, I guess. But
they have their own unique version.
That's the version that we sing at the school.
Dude, that's fucked up.
I know, right? And not only that...
That's torture.
Did you know that there's more verses now? There's a full 4-minute version of that song.
There doesn't need to be.
There is.
Everything's getting a reboot these days. Even the Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes song.
Yeah. And the rest of the song is about like how to be a good guy, I guess. What? Like, no, for real. It's like head, shoulders, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and hands. This is how your body grows. Let's get a healthy start today.
What?
Fresh and clean, that's the way. And then they've got like, there's another one of the verses is wash your hands and shake them dry. Shake, shake, shake. Shake them low and shake them high. Shake, shake, shake. Let's all shake them. Don't be shy. Wash your hands and shake them dry. Shake, shake, shake. So there's genuinely like 6 more verses to the song. I'm not lying. I can play you the version of the song that we sing at school.
That sounds terrible. Yeah.
There's one lyric I do like in it, where they're talking about eating food, and you know the little chorus.
Eats a tuna sandwich.
Doesn't eat a tuna sandwich. But in the chorus bit, it goes munching, crunching every crumb. I just like that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the podcast.
But can you believe that they woke? I don't know if it's woke technically, but it feels woke. It feels woke, that lyric change. Instead of
crumbs.
No. I mean this is how your body grows. Because also it isn't. Some people are born without head, shoulders, knees, or toes, or arms, ears, and mouths and nose. So yeah, if anything, they've made it even more discriminatory. Wow. Imagine being the person born without ears, and you hear this is you don't hear it. Someone signs "This is how your body grows," and you're like, you know. But yeah, I guess that's it now. That was the last topic I had. But isn't that outrageous? I have to correct myself every time.
Unless it is a special one for a special word.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I honestly don't think it is. I think it's new enough that me and the rest of the team found out about it at the same time, because we played a version of the song that's recent. That's a recent version, and we were all this is how your body grows. So yeah, it's new enough that even the rest of the teachers we all found out at the same time.
I've got it. I know where that song came from.
Wow.
And me and you both know where that song came from. Yeah, me and you both know where that song came from.
Wow.
Because we've already witnessed the horrors of where that song came from.
Wow.
We buried it deep down, and so we
just tell me, Hector. Jesus Christ!
On one fateful Friday evening, both you and I sat at your computer, and we saw a side of YouTube where this came from.
You mean YouTube Kids?
Yeah, of course it came from YouTube Kids. Where the fuck else would it have come from? Only something like that would have come from YouTube Kids.
I mean, sort of. So the song we listened to is from a company called Barefoot Books, who do a lot of nursery rhyme videos. But to be fair, I think they're a lot better quality than. It's not like fucking Johnny Yes.
Actually,
it's like actually animated.
Here's also something awful concepts to think about. Do you know what has just started becoming very popular on YouTube?
Skibbity toilet.
Not just Skibbity toilet, but related to YouTube Kids. Have you've seen some of the YouTube Kids YouTube videos, right? Yeah. How they're animated. It's quite like playing.
It's disgusting.
Right, terrible. Yeah. Now, don't you think it would be quite easy for an AI to make something like that?
Oh, fuck.
Now, I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow you away.
Yeah, you've already said it.
The quantity of YouTube videos, because there's like a distinct categorical difference. Like they're branded as kids YouTube videos.
Yeah.
So
you can't comment on it.
So they get kids adverts and stuff.
Yeah.
The number of kids YouTube videos has increased by 40% in the last.
I believe you.
The last 2.5 years, which can only mean that about 40% of all the kids' videos on YouTube are AI generated.
I believe that. But these seriously,
terrible.
the Barefoot Books ones are not. Yeah. They're actually very, it's simple animation, but it's way better looking than like the sort of animation you get. And some of the songs, they do original songs, and some of them are very nice actually. Not as in like they're good songs, but as in like, for example, there's one original nursery rhyme called Up Up Up, which about these people going in a hot air balloon. And there's one lyric where it goes, if I had my way, just one chance for a day, I'd trade places with a bird so I can fly. And I think that's a beautiful lyric. Unironically.
Pretty nice.
That's a lovely message for a child. So yeah, some of the songs are original and really lovely, and it's way better than the usual YouTube Kids Club. But that's why I don't think that. I think they just updated the song.
Maybe, yeah.
And I told Sam that I went to London to see Sam. I told Sam that, and he was really drunk, and I've never seen him more outraged. Yeah. He was fuming. So I hope that whoever listens to this, you take that with you. I want riots in the streets of London because of this. We need to draw blood, free Palestine, and capture the governments of the world. Who could change this? The president?
I think there's only one man that could change this, and that's Donald Trump.
Yeah, we got to capture Donald Trump and kill him.
Donald Trump is the only one that could change this.
Okay, maybe not kill him, but he's got to do something, because, I'm outraged.
Yeah.
Any last thing to say, Finn? Great.
Really?
Okay. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Have a beautiful morning, evening, or night. Should we just start saying shit at the end?
Like what?
I don't know, our descriptions were weird, so maybe we should and thank you for listening. I'm in your walls. Have a good, just say something. Something that if people are listening, they at the end they're just like, what? What did you say?
I got nothing.
Okay. Enjoy your tuners. I don't know.
Bitches and boomers.
Bitches and boomers, boats and hoes. Bye.